Okay, now that we physically received in the shipment into the system, I just want to go over a couple other little things for you, and also emphasize the point that you must line item check in what you receive. You saw in this example how the PO, when we pulled it up, had only 2 pieces for the EOR that we ordered, but they actually shipped us 4. We only received 2 pieces in on this shipment when we ordered a total of 5. So you can see how inaccurate receiving will affect your on-hand levels, shrink, inventory, and the ability of what we can sell to the customers. Alright, one other thing I want to cover is that when you receive in a shipment and you pull up that, you take your packing slip up to your PO screen, and if that PO is not listed in there, there's a couple things you should do before you start getting too worried. Alright, the first thing is make sure that shipment wasn't erroneously received in on a prior time by a different associate or team member. Alright, sometimes they might have just come in and just hit F5 receive and received it in full and didn't actually change the quantities. Then about a week or so later, you're getting in the remaining shipment and you're seeing that PO is not in your system. Well, that's because it's already been closed out and received in full. To do that, you would just check your on-hand quantities and verify against what you physically have in the store. Once you physically verify that that shipment was not previously received in the store, you'll just give it about a week. Sometimes those POs will show up a few days later and register in your system. Give it about 7 days. Write on your packing slip, not in system. Date it so that we know that you checked it and you're going to try to enter it in the system. Come back in a few days, see if it's there. If after 7 days that packing slip or PO number is still not in your system, then you would email the inventory control group, let them know what type of shipment it is and the PO number and the date you received it. And hopefully they'll be able to re-release or release that PO into your system.
The next type of shipment we're going to discuss is an AG shipment. That could be cards, wraps, bows. That will come in on a Carlton Cards packing slip. You'll receive this under the vendor screen, but it's going to be exactly how you receive the other types of warehouse shipments. You will always receive this shipment in full. So at this point, let's go up to the registers and talk about how we actually receive it in through the back office. Like all other receiving, when we come up to the cash wrap, we want to make sure that we already noted on the packing slip how many cartons we received, and we want to sign and date it. At this point, we'll move to entering it in on the register system. It is now time to enter your AG corporate shipment into the back office. You will do this by selecting F2 Inventory, F3 Vendor Receiving. The invoice number on the packing slip you will locate under the LOC reference column. Once you locate the invoice number, you will highlight that and simply hit F5 Receive. When it asks, are you sure you wish to receive this receiver? Always select Yes. When the box appears of this receiver is now fully received, do you want to close it? Always select Yes. Like warehouse and TNDC shipments, you do not need to print when it asks to print. At this point, you have received your shipment in full and you can back out of the back office. Upon completion, return to the packing slip and document entered by and sign and date.
The next type of shipment we're going to discuss is a store-to-store transfer. Like an outside vendor shipment, you're going to handle a store-to-store transfer exactly the same way. You open up the box, you take out the packing slip, like all of the shipments, you sign date and carton count when it arrived in your store, and you're going to line item check in each piece on the packing slip to what was physically received in the store. Once you do that, you write the physical quantities down on the packing slip that you received, and then we'll go up front and enter it in the system. Now that you've line item checked in the merchandise off of your store-to-store transfer, annotating the quantities received in the store on the packing slip, you're ready to receive the shipment into your system. From your back office main menu, select Inventory F2, select Transfer In F6. In your transfer in screen, you're going to locate the transfer number and store number from the sending location. The store number is listed in the source column, So in this example, we're receiving in the transfer sent from store 2178. Select F3 Edit. Select F3 Items. Now, like we did in the vendor receiving, you can manually change the quantities that you physically received in the store by selecting F6, Inline is off, and changing the quantities to reflect what you physically received. Select F6, Inline is on, hit Escape. Now at this point, prior to pressing F5 Receive, we want to print this transfer to verify that the quantities reflected in the new receive column match what you physically checked in on your packing slip. So we would select F7 Print, and we are going to print this. This is our check mechanism to make sure that before we actually receive this merchandise in our system, that the quantities that we're going to be receiving in match what we line item checked in on our packing slip. After verifying that the quantities in the new received column of the printout you just did match what you line item checked in on the packing slip, you would write entered by, sign, and date that copy of the transfer in report. You are then ready to receive this shipment into your system. You would select F5 Receive. In the box that appears, you would select yes, you wish to receive this receiver. And at the print preview screen that appears, you would print out the second copy. Like vendor receiving, this verifies that the shipment was actually received in the system. You have now completed receiving this store-to-store transfer in your system. You would staple all the packing slip and the 2 transfer reports that you just printed and place in your monthly file. You could then exit out of the back office.
Training video today was to give you some real-life experience on how to actually receive the 4 shipments. Hopefully it helped you out, made you a little bit more comfortable at receiving goods within our stores. And if anytime you need any help, we have some quick reference guides you can refer to, or you can always contact your district manager or loss prevention. Thanks for watching and have a great day.